Hi, everybody. How are you doing? I'm Dr. Gail, and this is Mary from Earth and Star. Thanks for joining us today. Mary, as always, Mary and I have been through YouTube from the very beginning together. And so we have a monthly show together, and we have been doing that since how many years now? Oh my gosh, Mary! And we came from looking at the phone, trying to read the questions, to now on computers, and now in separate locations. We've come a long way.
We really have come a very long way. And we weren't just looking at the phone. I think that we had a phone and a computer
Yes, we did. We did. Oh, and a computer.
because we couldn't read the comments on one or something like that. I don't even remember.
I couldn't read the comments on the. Well, no, we did start off because we had the phone on the tripod, and we were like this trying to read the questions. Remember we did start off, and then we graduated to a computer and then a phone.
And I think that you had me, was it Nancy Jean? You had me on Nancy Jean one time with you, but
Yeah.
we didn't know how to simulcast or something or how to, yeah. So like we had two computers set up, so we weren't really sure where to look, but we were on our own channels. We've arrived, guys. We're here.
Yes, we still have a lot
Figuring it out.
we still have a lot to learn. But today we're going to talk about the octopus. Are the octopus aliens? Is the question. Mary and I are going to try to do that here on the show. We're going to do some readings on that, try to figure out if they are actually aliens. And I've got that, reason why we think they're aliens. I've got it written down here, is because they have three hearts. They're blue blood. They're shapeshifters, and they're intelligent, like anything else on Earth. And so people think the octopus are outwardly, outerworldly. I can't even say the word right. But anyway, so we're going to be talking about it and reading on it. And I got this information, I know not more than 30 minutes ago. And I started rushing around trying to get some information about it. And here Mary comes on and goes, "We're talking about octopus today. Are they aliens?" She's like, "Well, I guess I'm down for it."
I was like, sure, whatever. We'll talk about that.
and so and so I'm not sure why they want us to talk about that today, but there's a reason for it, and we'll probably find out later. But the one thing I wanted to talk about or share is I pulled a card about the octopus, and it's out of my deck of Whispers of the Ocean. And here it is. Whoop, there we go. And there's an octopus. And what it's saying about the octopus is it basically in the book, I'm reading from the book, it says, "Enjoy the chance to try something new and different. Any change at this time should be welcomed as bringing positive cleansing and transformational new energy into your life. Modify your attitude about what is happening and decide to adapt to what is going on, just like the octopus adapts." And, and of course, there's a whole lot more information, but on the other side of this book, the other octopus can also detach an appendage at will to provide a distraction when facing a predator. This might symbolize releasing things in your life that aren't conducive to your goals. So the octopus has a lot of wisdom, and we know how smart they are, and which I think was, you know, found out in the labs, and the octopus used to climb out and steal things and climb back in. And they're going, "Oh, they're smart." So anyway, yeah, the octopus are intelligent. Let me see. Let me say hello to everybody who's coming in here. It looks like we've got a good crowd already here, and we've got some good questions coming in. Hey, Gary for Grace, thanks for being here. Hey, Bernadette. Hey, Ivy Starflower. I don't think I've seen you before, but thanks for being here. Let's see who else. Hey, Bernadette, thanks for being here. Hey, Teresa. Thanks for joining us. And Penelope. Oh, there you are, Strawberry Rhubarb Tarot. I hadn't seen you in a while, Sharon. Thanks for being here. Yet another Linda. Thanks for being here. Amy J. Thanks for joining us. Oh, yet another Linda. How is book 3 coming? I'm probably about halfway through with it right now. I've just finished a tough chapter, so I think it's going to be easy breezy after now with it. So I'm about halfway done. Hey, White Dragon, thanks for being here. But let's see who else. Hey, Sarah, thanks for being here. And Bernadette, thanks for joining us today. And Liz, thanks for joining us. And thanks everybody for joining us. I know it's in the afternoon on the East Coast. Well, I guess it's probably afternoon everywhere, barely afternoon on the Pacific Coast. But thanks for joining us, everybody. And we are talking about the octopus today. Are they aliens? Is the question. So, Teresa, thank you for putting that in. Please remember to like and subscribe to all channels. Please put it in all caps, your questions in all caps. Thank you for looking after us. And yes, go and subscribe to Mary's channel, also Earth and Star. And go and subscribe to that channel also. Let's see what Sarah. I'm going to pull this up because I don't know what you're saying here. Oh, you're talking to Bernadette, but I'm peeking. I am a Pisces and a retired teacher. Yes, I can multitask. You have to as a teacher, especially a primary teacher. I bet. I imagine chasing those kids all over the place. But hey, Hypnisy, thanks for joining us today. Okay, so the reading of our octopus aliens. You want ready to do a reading on that?
Yes. And while you were talking earlier, like a main theme that kept popping up for me was around knowledge. And then you did come to that, at the end of that about how smart they are. And it feels like, now I don't know physically what that could mean because these are real, but as far as like what they represent right now in the timing of everything, it feels like there's a lot of intelligence that we have access to that's trying to come forward to help us move forward in a different way. And then I thought about this while you were talking, so you can confirm or deny or plead the fifth, whatever you want to do. But it felt like when you were talking about them, how, and I've never thought about this before, it felt like the ocean or deep ocean, or like that somewhere there's another dimension that pops through towards the core in the deep ocean, so that there's actually probably lots of alien life forms in the oceans.
There is.
That's kind of what came to me, which I find kind of strange, because I was like, well, then what makes other creatures not alien if we have like alien creatures that are actually from Earth, but just like.
Now, I have read on the dolphins and the whales and the porpoises in the past, and there are a lot of them that are here are actually aliens taking on that body. And I have been to Atlantis many times, which is just different water densities. We can't see it unless you're been invited. But this is what I'm getting. This is my pendulum on our octopus aliens, and I'm getting a yes. And then, of course, my next question, are all octopus aliens? And I'm getting a yes. So that surprises me. I really didn't think all of them would be. I thought it would be like the porpoise and the dolphins and the whales, that some of them here are from Sirius B, and the mermaids, all those that I just thought they were here from Sirius B. Some of them are, but apparently all the octopus tend to be aliens, which I think is interesting. So anybody else reading on that? If y'all got a pendulum or cards, to see what you're getting on the octopus, seeing if they're aliens, because I'm getting that they are.
Well,
What's that?
Well, I have a question then. I think that my question with what I was seeing is then, if there's different dimensional frequencies, like you said, on Earth, because you said it's just a different wave that you can't see in the 3D, does that mean that octopus aliens originate from Earth, or were they brought here?
I think they're from Sirius B also. Yeah, they're from Sirius B. They're here just like the other water beings, because Sirius B is a water planet. Mm-hmm. And okay, White Dragon's saying he sees octopus as aliens also, but from the moons of the Saturn. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting that all of them are octopus that are here. And of course, we have, aliens or ETs, extraterrestrials, whatever you want to call them. They do occupy the different bodies. So apparently, I'm thinking that the octopus have been occupied by different species of aliens. And I'm going to see if it's from Sirius B. That's a good question. And they're all from Sirius B. So this, okay. So, I mean, even sharks, some of the sharks are too. I've had experiences with the mermaids, the sharks, the octopus, dolphins, whales. I've had experiences with all of them. And I've had experiences, I didn't realize how much water experience I've had. Makes sense. I like the water. But I told you about my personal experience, which was brought up before about somebody who just reminded me of this. I was on a podcast a few weeks ago, and she asked me about my incident with an octopus, and I had forgotten it. When I first moved to Mount Shasta, it had been just a few weeks, and I'm in the mountains. Mount Shasta's in the mountains. It's cold. It's in the mountains, and my dog. It was dark. My dog brings an octopus and puts it in the passenger floorboard, and there's an octopus here in Mount Shasta. It was dead, but there was an octopus, and I'm going, I don't know where that octopus came from. How did it get there? But it just was amazing that here I am in Mount Shasta, where I am very close to all the extraterrestrials, the Lemurians, and everybody. And here comes an octopus being planted in my passenger car seat, which I knew at that time it was something, it was either a sign or I don't know if I went to Atlantis after that, but I knew it was a sign at that time.
That is the strangest story I've ever heard. You go to the mountains and here comes an octopus plops straight into your car.
Yes. And I
Well, I
just,
have a follow-up question.
why would my dog bring an octopus? I mean,
Well, it was a sign.
it was a sign.
But I have a follow-up question then. So if all of the octopi came from Sirius B rather than generating from Atlantis, why did they come specifically to the ocean or the oceans of Atlantis?
One more time.
Why did they come here?
Oh, to raise the vibration of Earth, and just to watch over the oceans.
They've got such big brains. There's something to the brain here.
They have three hearts also.
Well, that's an obvious one, that they're teaching us something about love and all of that.
Yeah. Hey, Bernadette, I would be honored to come on your podcast. Just email me at drgailstarseed@gmail.com and we'll set up something. So, but yeah, we're exploring this now since, as I said, I had 30 minutes warning on this, and
I had a 2-minute warning, guys.
yeah, 2-minute warning. And so I said, don't worry about it. We're going to do some reading on this one because I don't know the answers, and I don't like looking at other people's podcasts and information. I like getting my own since I'm really connected to all these beings on the other side, so I can get my information directly from them. So, and you too. So you're getting something about the heart. Since they have three hearts, that would make sense that they're increasing our vibration and trying to get us to be heart-centered beings. And let me see if that's correct. You're right on the money. That's correct. They're here to let humans to become heart-centered beings.
I love being right on the money.
Of course you do, don't we all?
But there's something about that big brain that befuddles me, because it's like outside of water, they literally can't support their heads.
Right.
Because it's so big. But there's something about that intelligence there.
It's not that they can't have it upright, but it just kind of lays to the side and they're able still to be mobile.
It's kind of creepy.
It is kind of creepy.
I'm just going to say it. I'll be the one to say it. It's kind of creepy. It freaks me out a little bit, guys. Like the praying mantis. It just kind of freaks me out a little bit.
Yes. So, all right. Well, anything else about that? Or we're going to move on from the octopus. So we now, conclusion is they are aliens, all of them, and that they're heart-centered and are here to teach humans to be heart-centered.
But why did that come up for you today? That's what I want to know. What are we learning from them right now?
I have no idea why it came up for me today, because, as I said, that memory of the octopus that was in the passenger side of my car was buried. I did not want to remember that octopus. Gosh, it was so, oh, and smelly. Oh my gosh. So, yeah, I don't know why that came up and why that memory popped up and why I'm supposed to talk about that. There must be some significance maybe to look for in the future. Maybe it's, I don't know. I don't know. You tell me, Mary. What do you think?
I just really keep coming back to the brain. And if I were to tap into that, specifically what lights up is like this part of the brain, maybe the cerebellum. What does that function? What does that do in the brain? And I
I,
keep hearing medulla oblongata. What is that, Gail? You're the doctor. Tell me things.
well, the medulla oblongata is really important for breathing, and that is in the back of the head. But
Okay.
it's also for the humans. It's their access. Well, the access to your pineal gland is through the nose, or it can be through the back part of that soft part of your neck, which is why
Okay.
I go in to remove implants for the pineal gland. So there is that, and so the medulla sits right down there, and it does control your breathing. And if something happens to that, you're dead.
Okay. So maybe this is something about the breath, not just like knowledge and heart space living. Because in a human, the breath is around the heart space because the lungs are here as well. So maybe there is something coming up about the breath, being conscious, being mindful.
Look at what Bernadette's saying. The soul
Quit
leaves.
freaking me out, Bernadette. Stop it. Freaking me out. Put her
The
back.
soul leaves the back of the neck at dead or into ease. I think. I I don't know. I haven't seen that, and I've certainly seen a lot of deaths. I haven't seen or noticed that they exit like that, but they possibly could.
I'll
Okay.
sit with that because there's something about the breath because I kept seeing the head light up in that space specifically and then hearing that word, medulla oblongata, even though I had no idea it was there. I was like, I don't even know what this is. So it feels like there has to be something to do with breath, with thought, with air, with energy exchange, with being present, with consciousness. So maybe this is just a layer that's rising up right now.
Well, there's hypnicity octopus. They have 8 legs, 3 hearts, a huge brain. They must be here to teach us something. Well, yeah, what I was getting is they're teaching us to be heart centered. And Mary's getting more information about the brain. The brain's kind of scary, isn't it? Hey, Nancy Jean. Because it's so big. What is it going to teach us? You look at us like you idiots. I don't know what that brain is about. What do you think it is? I mean, you're tapping into that brain.
Well, I think it just brought me back to the breath, to the place where it controls the breath,
Yeah.
and how that has to do with the clarity of the pineal gland, so the third eye space as well. So I think it's just about being present, being conscious right now, which is good. So they're saying like not to back off, not to go into hiding, not to sweep things under the rug, just to be present and breathe and forward
Well, that's
right
what that
now.
yeah, that's what that card was saying. Was basically, what does that card say? It said, "And enjoy the chance to try something new and different. Any change at this time should be welcome as bringing positive cleansing and transformation, new energy into your life." So it is moving forward. And then it's saying, basically purge and release other things that aren't working for you to achieve your goals.
Beautiful. I love it. I
So
had to
that
get the message the hard way.
yes. And so here Sharon's saying one of my best memories of my daughters was when they were 4 and 18 months old playing with an octopus. We scooped up on one our scuba dives, placed it in a big cooler full of water. What did you do with it then? Hopefully you released it.
If not, you're going to be cursed from the alien gods forever.
Berta, you're saying please talk about alien myths and people who think aliens are demons. I'm being pulled. We don't talk about that kind of thing here, Bernadette. That's a subject I don't approach. I try to keep everything here positive. So that will not be a subject that we'll talk about here. I'm sorry, Bernadette, but that's not a subject we'll talk about here. So anything else on the octopus? Mary might talk about it on her shows, but not me.
I'm biting my tongue right now.
I know you're. I said, "Go." Oh, I forgot. Mary does talk about those things. Go ahead.
No, I think that the main thing to address with that is that there are, so I don't, no offense, but if the shoe fits, right? Like the people who think that everything that's not this is a demon,
Yeah.
avoid them anyways. Like don't listen. Don't listen because that's showing an extreme closed-mindedness. Like anything that doesn't look like you and me is bad. Anything that's we can't see with our physical eyes and touch with our physical hands is evil. Spirits are demons, aliens are demons, everything's hell and fire. You know what I mean? So like to me, that's what that brings up. And I won't go off on a tangent. I've released enough that I feel better. Thank you, Gail. Thank you for giving me that platform to say that. Just know that they're probably pretty close-minded and you can not believe them and step away from that.
Right. And there's positive and negatives in every group.
Yeah.
So you can focus on the negatives or you can focus on the positive. I tend to try to go for the positive because so many people are the fear-based shows that can go to the negative. So I don't go there.
Right, which you don't, right. So you don't even discuss like conspiracy theories or anything like that, just purely what's channeled through the aliens from your experience, which is good. It's a very authentic kind of thread.
Right. So anyway, Teresa's saying also that she says octopus are also able to camouflage, shapeshift. Yeah, that's true. Yes.
They're
definitely.
shamans. Settled. They're shamans.
Yes. Okay. All right. Well, anything else anybody have to say? We move on to some questions here about octopus. I thought that was pretty good, that coming for 30 minutes ahead of time for me, 5 minutes for you to read.
I feel like there's a lot more to it for all of us to research or get into or see what it means to us personally. So moving forward, I might do more research into that. The octopus, honestly, is something in my past that I never really put much thought into.
Right.
And when other people, like you're really into the octopus or you're not, like you're one or the other usually. And so when other people are like, oh yeah, I want an octopus tattoo, I'm like,
yeah,
why? You know, but it does feel like it has significance.
Right.
And they are kind of cute, honestly, like a creepy cute.
Yeah. Well, I think
Like
also they do give that to me because this is not uncommon for them to say this is a subject you can talk about 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 minutes, and it's been even 5 minutes ahead of the show, is they don't want me to research it. They don't want me to have knowledge ahead of time. They want the information to come directly from them. So that it's just not uncommon for them to do that to me. Okay.
They've got you. They know exactly what they want you to say.
Yep, exactly. All right, let's go to our questions. And I think this is Gary. Please, do I have any past or now connections with other world and whom? Thank you. Well, Gary, let's see. We all have connections to other world. Go ahead, Mary, because first thing I'm seeing is actually a family member standing next to him.
Okay.
And I think it's a father figure, grandfather figure, one of those two kind of figure. Go ahead, see if you see anything else.
Yeah, well, I immediately, like when you asked the question, my first thought was, of course you have a past other places. You know, we've all kind of traveled around and I'm picking up a couple of different spaces. You know, I'm picking up some gray or Andromedon along with some blue. And when blue comes up for me, that's usually Arcturian or Pleiadian.
Or blue avian.
Or avian. Sometimes blue comes up for Lemurian with me. I don't know why, because I see the color first.
Well, because they're there too, because Lemurian is a mixed group, and it's Arcturians, Pleiadians, and Syrians are usually in Lemuria.
Okay. So like you have a few different strands here, but then the card that I pulled, it's a, I have my Celtic tree deck today, not my alien deck, because I'm not working from home today. But with my Celtic tree deck, I got this tree. So that's the Rowan tree. And then when I tapped into like what that means, it is talking a lot about family. It's about protection, connection, spiritual strength, astral travel. So now I'm curious which family member is here, because this is very much talking about protective energy and the connection that you have to the other side, whether you're aware of it on a daily basis or not. And it does very much feel like a heart connection as well as like a telepathic
Yeah,
connection.
it's either his father or grandfather. It's a, a, a male figure. But
So
it's
you
like,
got
man,
some
it
starseed.
seems like he's here, and this guy is like right here with him.
And the feeling I get from that is that that family member is a star seed as well. So that it comes through like the ancestral DNA as well as your past life DNA.
He's telling me he's the leapfrog into your galactic world.
Oh,
Yeah, I can write that. He's your leapfrog, so he's going to guide you to your galactic world. Huh. So be prepared for that. I think you're going to start having some connection or some memories of that, because right now it looks like you're having it in your dreams, and it looks like to me he's going to be he's saying escort. I'm his escort. Okay.
mm.
Yay. He's going to keep you safe.
I keep having this thought because you brought up the dolphins earlier.
Yeah.
And I'm watching this show now. It's like an adult cartoon. And in this show, like there's a shadow government and it's a comedy, but they have one person working there who's half dolphin, and he's just so hideous and gross looking that I don't like watching him in the show. And that's just all I can see in my mind's eye when you bring up aliens and dolphins, is this half dolphin person, because he has like flesh, but he's kind of shaped like a dolphin, but with human teeth. It's ridiculous.
I have never seen that.
He's a hybrid.
Yes, but I don't think I've ever seen a dolphin hybrid.
That's interesting.
I know it's interesting. I've always seen them in the full form, either it was dolphin or porpoise or whale. I've never seen them as in a half and half, except for like mermaids and mermans.
I'm curious why not.
Yeah, I am too.
Like if they're not compatible. And I felt like somebody else said something earlier. I'm going to find it. You go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, whenever I go visit these places or join them, I'm always taking my human skin off and putting on their skin. Yes. What happens? The first thing that happened is they rolled in this cart that looks like, those carts that hang clothes on, that rolly that you hang clothes on. Anyway, the first time it happened to me, they rolled in this cart, and here's hanging a whale suit. So I unzipped my human body, hung it up, put the whale suit on, and then went swimming with the whales.
But you weren't hybridizing yourself. You were just like shape shifting.
Yeah, I was shape shifting. Yes, exactly. So I haven't seen any hybrid. I've just shape shifted into that, and I've not seen the hybrids, which is interesting that I haven't.
I'm kind of picking up that those sorts of hybrids do exist, but they're the kind of hybrids that exist on other planets rather than these planets.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I found that comment I was looking for, but it says something different than I think it did. It was by Teresa, and she was saying that.
What time is it?
It's at 3:48. Thank you, Sarah. That the octopus are invertebrates and arthropods, but whales and dolphins are vertebrates and mammals.
Okay.
So I saw it in the back of my brain, and I was trying to make a connection there about the dolphins being aliens, and that disproved my theory, but it was worth looking at. Thanks for that comment. She said, look.
Okay. Patricia, you said you had a whale named Walter take you down into the ocean to the land Lemuria. Yeah.
I bet that was a fun experience.
Penelope, do mermaids really look like females? So there's mermans too. There are mermaids and mermans, and there's two different types, ones that come from Sirius B and ones that come from Andromeda Galaxy. And the ones that come from Andromeda Galaxy look more fishy looking. And the ones that come from Sirius B are the ones that you kind of see look a little more human.
Okay. That was a good one. I didn't know that one.
Well, there you go. So, yeah, so there are mermaids and mermans. And I do have a story on that too, but I've already said too many of my stories.
But I like it when you say stories.
Okay, I'll go into the story. I've said it before. I'm starring while I'm talking. Um, whenever I was going down, I was a shark at this time, putting on the shark body going in. And what I saw was a merman who was attached to this kind of glob thing. I don't know what it was that lived in a cave. And he had all these tentacles that he made him as a slave. I think I've told you about this before. So this merman went and he sent him out. So he crawled out of the ocean, and it was in Australia, I think. They climbed out of the ocean. He put on this suit and looked human and went out and killed somebody and then came back and reported back to this blob. So he was basically a hitman. He hated what he was doing, but he was enslaved by this blob that was in a cave. So when I saw what was happening, I think it was a few days later, I went in with my shark body again and severed that blob's tentacles that he had on these people attached to him that were their slaves that were doing this, that he was doing that too. That's just a brief story. Not a very good, nice one, is it?
I felt like I was in Star Wars with Jabba the Hutt. Oh my God.
Yes. Yes, it was a little scary, but I was like, I couldn't believe that guy was enslaved like that. And that blob had all these people or water beings enslaved like that. Wow, I didn't know this, Penelope. The female octopus dies after giving birth. I think they're extremely lovely sacrifice for others. Wow, I didn't know that. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to star you, put you on the question list there. Okay, let me go to the next question. This looks like it is Ivy Star Flower. What a great name. I've been experiencing a mass transformation and morphosing, butchering that word, recently. I'm wondering if my alien friends have anything they would like to share with me. Thank you. Okay, well, it looks like to me, the octopus, that the message that I had on that card is perfect for you today, was about the transformation and to get rid of, no, that's right, get rid of the useless baggage is what I just heard. Oh my gosh, they're referring to people.
They're
That's
probably referring to a lot of people.
pretty,
The useless baggage.
get rid of the useless baggage. I hope you know what they're talking about, Ivy Star Flower, but useless baggage. I'm also seeing it's people, and I'm also seeing it's what you're watching on like YouTube and stuff. Like um, some of the things you need to get rid of that are fear based or sensationalism type things that you're needing to get rid of. I'm not going to go any further than that because um, that's a pretty high demand to go get rid of some people.
Not us.
Oh, you got that? Okay, Mary, what do you have on that?
Of course I got that. Get
But
rid of everyone but us.
she says she's got that. So you obviously understand that message.
So when I tapped into this, it felt like your alien family was coming in and just holding your heart like this, like this. So it's support. And then I pulled the Hazel tree card for you. And this one says, I wanted to read this part to you because it feels important for you specifically moving forward. And it sounds like something that I kind of correlate with the upcoming retreat and the part I'm doing there. It says your feminine nature, the changing of the moon. So that change piece again. The principle of mystery and receptivity, and the goddess Sophia of higher wisdom. So again, wisdom coming in is relevant to you right now. Your female lineages have something to say to you, as well as do your spiritual heritages. So it's time to take quiet time to tune in and listen for those nurturing, intuitive messages and take those very seriously. So it's telling you to sit by a body of water, a lake, or an ocean, and really just tap into your cycles, to what your spiritual lineage is trying to teach you, and just let yourself be present with that right now.
Or sit by an octopus.
Go sit by an octopus specifically.
Yes. Since you said water, you went to octopus. Okay. All right. Well, there you go, Ivy. So you understand the message. Good. I'm going to pull this up. I missed it. Okay. There's somebody was asking me about the portals on Mount Shasta.
That's at 404.
404. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mary. Okay. I'm wondering how many portals are on Mount Shasta, and is it safe to go through them from your perspective? Well, Mary, who knows how many portals there are at Mount Shasta or how many portals are everywhere, but that would be hard to pinpoint. But safely going through them, there's a lot of stories about Mount Shasta, about people disappearing and portals and things like that. What I find, especially when I lived there, is those stories came before we carried cell phones. So people disappeared and could not be found. And since and so if you go back and look at those old stories, they're all like in 1980s and 60s, 70s, whatever. They're way before cell phones came around. So since we have cell phones, people don't get as lost like that and claim they went through a portal. But there are some people who do go through portals, but you still have access usually to come out of it. Usually when people disappear, it is a hiking accident now. But as I said, it's to me, it was amazing how all of these stories were before cell phones. And so it makes it really seem scary there. Anything on that, Mary?
I feel like the number of portals is ever changing, because sometimes they open spontaneously, or because of energy, or because of people, or because of timing, and sometimes they get closed. I do think there's hundreds around Mount Shasta, at least. When it comes to walking through portals, in my experience, it's more like, why and what's your intention? Because some people use portals to draw an energy or to move through time-space continuums. And portals are very neutral energies where other things can move through time-space continuums to our time as well. So when finding a portal, I think that there's just like lots of layers to it. Is this a natural portal, or is this a hole in the veil that somebody created? Does it need to be closed? Is it here because of natural ley lines and energies? If I walk through, will I receive wisdom or information from the past? Or am I just going to be teleported somewhere random? Or will I just be merged with other crazy energies? So I think each portal is very individual and different, and your intention for what you want out of it just needs to be adjusted at the time. So my rule of thumb is stay out of portals and close the ones you find, unless you just super, super feel drawn to it. But then sign your own liability waiver about it.
Yes. And also in Mount Shasta, it's usually the Lemurians that'll open up a portal, and the portal might be open for you, specifically for you to walk through. So that does happen also. So just beware.
Yeah. The Lemurians are going to take you. They're going to get you.
She's saying she felt one years ago and moved away from it. Yeah, I would recommend that too because you just never know. Because you do. I don't know how people know this, but some people say people go into a portal and can't get back out and they die there. Well, I don't sure how they know that they were in a portal. I mean, are they reporting back somehow or another? I don't know how they figure that out, or if that's just another story.
Psychic.
Well, it's psychic, yes, but I still, most of the people I've heard talk about that are not psychics. It's usually just people, just living in Mount Shasta talking about it. Anyway, that's just been my.
I will say that if I find an alien portal, I might put my toe in it. I might. I've been in a portal before. Well, just my head. I put my head in the portal before and kind of left it open for a while, but this was before I knew that much about portals. And I saw all kinds of cool images and fish swimming and different things. And I received a lot of information and intelligence from the portal. But then I noticed things coming in and infesting my house.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, we're supposed to close these guys. They're doorways. So, but that was my experience with it. And since then, I haven't messed with one energetically, but an alien portal, girlfriend, I'd put my toe in. I'd test the water.
Only way I would test the water is if I had somebody with me I trusted that's on the other side that said it's okay to go through. That's the only way.
Like a guy.
Yeah, my dad or somebody I trusted, my guys, anything, they would have to be with me before I would go through any portal.
That's a good rule.
Yeah. That's pretty much my rule for everything that's new for me. Are you here? Are you here with me? Okay, we're going to try it.
Pull me back. Put a rope around my waist.
Yes. Okay.
I have a question. Do we have anyone in the chat who is like an alien soldier or does work on the, like?
Yes, we do. I'm not sure if they're here, but we have had definitely people who are soldiers that are in the military. And a white dragon's definitely, he's in the military.
Yeah. Well, I was telling Dr. Gail that I met my first alien military starseed person yesterday. I'm used to when I'm in session, the medical team coming in. They're always coming in, they're always doing things. So we have like the alien guides, we have the alien groups, we have the alien medical team. But then yesterday, for whatever reason, there was somebody, I think that they were requesting, they needed like protection about something. And so I just saw this military alien starseed come in and kick in the door and stand there and was like, ah. And it actually physically looked very different from the medical team, was like more buff. Yeah. More sturdy. And it was just an interesting experience because you don't realize the kind of aliens you don't see until you do see them, and it takes you by surprise.
Well, I just asked, had you been moved to the Athena? And you have, because
what?
Because the Athena deals with the soldiers. And so the Athena is a military medical, and whenever there's a big trauma, it splits, and the military goes over to in Alabama. They go over there, and the medical side goes to Mount Shasta, and so you're working on injured soldiers a lot when you're on the Athena.
And you said that they're in Alabama?
The military side goes to Alabama when it splits.
Huntsville, interesting.
Huntsville, Alabama is where it goes, where the space program is. That's where they go dock, and then the medical side goes and docks at Mount Shasta for these big traumas that are happening. And usually it's, working with a lot of children that have been in a lot of traumas, and it's the soldiers who are getting injured going in and rescuing these people.
It's interesting because there was a certain month in 2025 where I had actually planned like a glamping road trip to a mountain in Alabama for this summer. Mm-hmm. And so for months and months, I was like, I'm going to Alabama. I'm going to this particular mountain. And I was planning it. I had like everything written down, and I could never like get in touch with the people to actually book the plans. And then recently, like a month ago, I was like, I don't need to go there anymore. I'm going somewhere else. But I'm wondering if like that was the time period that change happened. And so that I was thinking of going there.
I think it was. Yeah, it definitely was. And it's Huntsville, Alabama. If you ever get a chance, it's absolutely beautiful. It's mountains there.
Oh yeah, there's scary mountains there. They just go wind up and up and up, makes you sick. They don't tell me anything. They just like move me around and don't tell me consciously.
Well, the first time they did that to me, I thought I had been fired. So at least they didn't do that to you. They didn't call you up and say, "Oh, we're relieving you of your duties. Come up tomorrow and train your relief person," and not tell you you're moving on to another job. I I couldn't. I was upset when that happened. Very upset. I thought I'd been fired. I didn't know what I'd done wrong. And then a few days later, they told me I was moving over to the Athena at that time.
Didn't I start on the Athena?
Now you started on the Astro Medical one.
Guys, I don't know anything. Gail knows my whole life. I know nothing. I just live here. That's it.
All right, let's see. We have another question here. We've got way off subject.
Or have we?
No, probably not. It's probably information people needed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see who's next. Looks like it is. I've got 22 questions starred, and we haven't even made it through any of them. It looks like Bernadette's next. SOS, any messages from my Lyran family, please? I have 2 earthly cats that are driving me nuts. I barely sleep. They always want food. Please ask them about it. Thanks so much. Okay, so all right, so your Lyran family and your earthly cats are driving you nuts. They barely sleep. They're always wanting food. Please ask them about. You got something, Mary, on this. I think this. I hate. I'm sorry. I'm laughing at Bernadette, but I think it's funny that how because my cat came in. I was on with Hayden Crawford Monday night, and she clears energy. She comes in, clears in. Well, she came in when Hayden came on. She came in screaming, and he had never heard her talk or even knew I had a cat, but she came in screaming and clearing out the energy. I knew something was going to happen either in the chat or something was around. And so she came in screaming and walked around and then left. So, but that's my cat. That's just the energy controller of the house. And I'm wondering if your cats, yeah, your cats are too. They're energy controllers. Go ahead, Mary. I can tell you want to say something.
So the word knowledge popped in again, and then we're talking about Lyrans and cats, something around your voice. And you did mention earlier you have a podcast. So it just feels like you have access, direct, unlimited, aligned access to a lot of knowledge and wisdom right now that you can channel and get that out to large groups of people who need to hear it, light workers, things like that. The card I pulled is the beach card. And this one specifically, just right at the top, says ancient knowledge and teachings, generations, books, texts, scrolls, guidance from the past, wisdom, ancestors, and lineages. So that's that. I'm telling you, I think that's the octopus theme. Something about breath, air, thought, knowledge. Like it's all there to be had right now and easily accessed. I don't know if it's just like a full moon thing or if it's all the planets and where we're at collectively right now. But it feels like your Lyran family is just trying to talk to you, Boo Thing, and just drop lots of knowledge into the top of your head for you to channel.
Yeah, what I'm getting at is her. It's not the cats. Yeah, they're just responding to her uneasiness. Is what I'm getting. So I think Bernadette, you're blaming it on the cats, but I think this is their normal activity. You're just waking up to it and being sensitive to it. Oh gosh, look what she's saying.
Well, Gail's done told me stuff like that before too. I will call Gail and just fuss and vent and complain, and she's like, "You know what? I feel like you're just, and so normal things are making you upset." I'm like, "Thanks, Gail."
Okay, she's saying one of them hissed at her partner all the time, or one of them hisses at her partner all the time. Oh my God! Oh my God! I love access. I did a video on how our loved ones communicate with us. The whole time things were falling, I was very jumpy. I can't quite unpack all that. Did you get all that? but but anyway, I'm getting that Bernadette is a you thing, not them thing, not a them thing. That they haven't really changed their behavior as you have changed your behavior, and so what can we learn from this, from her behavior, her restlessness? What's going on, her uneasiness? Because it's her uneasiness, her restlessness that's the cats are mirroring. Is what I'm getting. Is that they're mirroring you, Bernadette? So what's going on with you? Hey, Jen. Um, look at yourself, Bernadette. I don't know what's going on in your life. I know you're getting a lot of upgrades, like Mary was saying. A lot of things are changing like that, but you're needing to be very look inside because you're the one that's being restless and they're reacting to you. She's saying, thanks, guys. You just saved me a few trips to my doc. Yeah, well, it might have saved you a few trips, but it's now making you be a little more introspective. Mary, you're thinking. What are you thinking?
Actually, like you were frozen for a long time, so I was just holding my steady face.
Oh, well, you're frozen now too.
Is it on an ugly face or a pretty face?
It's on I'm concerned face.
I'm very concerned about Mercury retrograde right now.
Hey, Jen, you haven't been able to catch it live in so long. My work hours have changed. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, you think Mary Froze, yeah, she's coming out of being freezing right now. Bernadette saying she's miserable on earth. I feel too much and don't know what to do. Any suggestions on that, Mary?
I think that there's a lot right now. The biggest thing I think for us to do right now, especially as empaths, people who feel a lot, is just to spend as much time in nature as possible. And the sun is starting to come back out again, too. So that's going to help transmute a lot of those heavy emotions. But spending at least 15 minutes at a time in nature. You know, some people think, okay, I'm grounding. I've stepped outside for 2 minutes. But really, you know, if you step outside for 15 minutes at a time, that gives nature enough time to pull that extra energy off of you and transmute it. And the sun does that as well. So standing directly in the sun, if possible, for a few minutes. All of those things can help. And then really drink a lot of water. And there's multiple things going on, Bernadette. You know, we had the planet parade and it's now a full moon, and the equinox is coming up. So this is just a very sensitive time anyways, especially if you're not sleeping, you have heightened emotions. So just try to go outside, do some grounding out there and spend some time in nature.
Yeah, and also, at the very beginning of the show, I said you need to release things in your life that aren't conducive to your goals. So that's a biggie.
Gail's just spanking everyone today.
I'm spanking myself at the same time. She's saying the moon messes with her every time. Any face, it just finishes me. Okay. All right, Mary, you're just doing all sorts of dances over there, freezing and unfreezing.
I'm sorry, it's Mercury retrograde. Can you hear me though? If you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. I'm going to tell you.
Do this.
I'm going to tell you, okay, now you're frozen like you're giving us a kiss.
Oh, good. That's the best kind of freeze. Love you guys.
Okay. All right. We're going to take this one last question, everybody. I'm sorry we haven't gotten to everybody's questions. I've started 25 of them. And actually, we've gotten off track so much on everything. And both Mary and I will be doing some more lives in the future. And I'll be doing a show Saturday. When's your next show, Mary?
My next, I always have shows on Sundays and little ones on Thursdays, but my next live is that Healing Temple, which is the last Friday of every month at 3 p.m. Eastern. So that's March 27th.
Okay. All right.
This is March, right? Yeah. March 27th.
All right. Okay. Here's Teresa. Any messages for my guides? You're still frozen with that kiss.
Oh my God, I love that for us.
Yeah, me too. It's funny.
Well, I'm pulling cards is what I'm doing, and I ended up with two. I think they could go together, or one could be more individual and one could be more collective for everyone in the group who maybe didn't get their questions answered.
Okay. I'm going to address Bernadette here again. She says she needs to start doing lives. I'm too nervous to laugh out loud. Let me tell you, Bernadette, I think when we're doing these shows, the mistakes is what makes it funny, makes you human. So embrace the mistakes, embrace making mistakes when you go on. Mary and I, as I said, we started off together and we made a lot of mistakes, still making mistakes.
Girl, I'm frozen in a kiss form. What are you worried about?
So go ahead, Mary, go ahead with your message. I had to say that to her.
Well, Teresa, when I pulled this card specifically for you, like your guides feel compassionate towards you right now. I'm feeling that compassion energy, some heart energy, but maybe like there's some heaviness transmuting. And the card I pulled for you is the ash card, the ash tree. And this tree is talking about reflections, mirrors, uniting the inner and outer worlds, as above, so below, as within, so without kind of stuff. And so the message that I feel coming through for you specifically is that you're a lot more powerful than you know you are. And you know that you have gifts. So if you know that you have gifts, imagine what they're saying. Imagine how powerful they're telling you you truly are and what you have the ability to do. What you speak can come into being. What you feel can affect the world through the butterfly effect, through ripples in time and space. So they're wanting you to be very reflective of your inner thoughts, like how you talk to yourself and the emotions that you carry, and know how much weight they make, how they carry, how much impact that has on the world.
Okay. All right. Well, I pulled this card and it's showing the turtles and it's saying, looking at the underbelly. So we're showing the underbelly. So looking at the underbelly, be sure that you are using your time in the best possible manner. You might consider taking time to organize yourself, or perhaps a project you are working on could use some fine tuning. So there you go. Look at the underbelly. Look at some things that might need to be organized right now. And I think that is what the beginning of this month they started saying was everybody needed to start purging. Oh, again, going to the purging of the octopus. You need to purge and start organizing. And that's purging everything, but from things, friends, everything. So, oh, there's Terry. Hey, Terry.
Well, I was going to say my girlfriend's here. Am I still frozen in a kiss?
Yes. Well, no, you're now looking at heaven.
Oh my gosh. Terry, darling, I'm just frozen, but I'm sending you kisses. I can't wait for our next date.
Yeah. But Terry, somebody's asking about the Solaris Healing Center, and my message was I need to talk to Terry about it. It is on Saturdays that we do that, and either it's going to be this Saturday or next Saturday, but I'm going to tell to Terry about it when she wants to do it before, and you'll see an announcement made, but it's on Saturdays, and that Saturdays at noon Eastern time, 9 o'clock Pacific time. But anyway, all right, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. That was fun talking about the octopus the last minute. And there's Mary. You're frozen now, prim and proper. So,
oh, okay.
Yes. All right. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you later.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.